everybody, it's Kiersten from Lambie's Nursery here. How are you guys? So all the time I get questions asking, how do you tell your friends, your loved ones about the dolls? And I'll also get comments from teens and tweens saying their mom, their dad, whoever won't let them have the doll, so how can I convince their parents to let them have the doll? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Telling people about this hobby is hard. I'm not gonna lie, it is hard. Not because we're doing anything wrong, but because it is different. It's not a mainstream hobby. And for some people, the dolls are a little bit creepy, whether that be they only think these type of dolls are creepy or they think all types of dolls are creepy. For me, I think everyone in my family at this point knows about the dolls. At least almost everybody in my life does. But that's because I've always brought it up as YouTube. I've never gone up and say, hey, I collect dolls, I'm a doll lover. At least I don't think I've ever taken that approach. I usually take a different approach that I know they will accept, which is I tell them that I have a lot of creativity I need to get out. So I started a YouTube channel, and the YouTube channel is doing pretty okay. And that makes them go, oh wow, that's so cool. And then when they ask about the YouTube, what the YouTube channel is about, which is the dolls, they're a lot more receptive to it. But that's just me and how I've handled it. Like, I even handled that with Ethan, like our very first date. He asked about hobbies and I said I had a YouTube channel, but that was actually before I had Reborn. So I don't know. I don't know. I would say that's a pretty good approach to take. Not necessarily YouTube, but focus on something the person you're telling is gonna understand. They might not understand the doll thing, but will they understand wanting to nurture your mothering instinct? Will they understand maybe if you experience infertility? Will they, will they be more understanding if you talk about it that way? Like, find something you know they'll understand when you talk about the dolls and start off with that. Hey, I've been struggling with some miscarriages and I saw a lot of people, what helps them is they have these cool dolls, so I've been collecting them. They make me so much happier and just give me a better quality of life. They might be more understanding than if you're just like, hey, I got this doll, I'm gonna shove it in your face now, look at her, oh my gosh, look at my doll. Like, to some people, if you just shove something in their life or their face and you don't connect with them about it, they'll be totally put off. So I totally recommend to find a way to connect to the person and things they understand before you just shove something in their face, especially if they don't consent. Unfortunately though, not everyone has our best interests at heart, or they're really bitter, or something's just going on where they are mean. And I have had many friends who have had family members, when they tell them about the dolls, instead of being understanding, the family members say things that are downright rude and mean and cruel, and continue to behave cruel because this person wants to collect dolls. I don't get it. It makes me so upset that someone who loves you would treat anybody like that. I don't get it at all. It's not cool. But I think there are some things we can do when certain family members suck, and those usually involve not showing them the dolls, not telling them about the dolls, because they've already shown you, like, they don't consent to these dolls. So do your best to not tell them about the dolls. Don't put the doll in their face. Don't bring the doll around if you can. I know for some people, the dolls are like their emotional support thing, like cuddle thing. So they have to have them on them at all times. So I don't know what I would recommend. Maybe putting them under a blanket or in a car seat where they're hidden. I don't know, but just for those people, I know it sucks. Like, normally in most other situations, I would be like, don't give in, just be yourself. But I know in life, there are some family members out there who are not, they just don't have our best interests at heart, and they're not gonna be nice. So we gotta do what we can to protect our well-being. And I love you guys so much. I want what's best for you. And if you are in that situation, I am so sorry. And I hope you can find the freedom and joy that you need from these dolls soon, even if a certain family member or friend doesn't agree with that, which I don't know, it's so lame. It's not hurting anybody. Why not just have fun? I don't get it at all. Like, I am purely just a doll collector. Like, I never grew out of dolls because they bring me joy. And I don't see what the harm in playing with dolls and having joy is. Like, a lot of guys still play video games or play with trains. Like, it's bringing them joy. It's not hurting anybody. But that's a whole other tangent for another day. Now, let's talk about the little bit harder thing, which is for my tween and teen viewers who really want these dolls, but their parents say no. So when I was a teenager, my parents said no a lot. And I think a lot of it was we didn't have much money, but also they did want me to grow on dolls. They wanted me to grow up, get into, I don't know, makeup and clothes and things like teenagers are traditionally into rather than dolls. But then I grew up and I turned 18, I moved out, and I was able to do whatever I wanted to do because I was an adult and I didn't have to obey my parents' rules anymore because they were, at that point, they were like 5,000 miles away. They were over in Nevada and I was living in Hawaii. A lot of the teens will ask me how they can disobey their parents and ask me how they can sneak these dolls in without their parents knowing and stuff like that. And to that, I don't know. I really don't think it's my place to tell you to disobey your parents or help you disobey your parents in any way, shape, or form. I think parents do the things they do for a reason most of the time. I think the only way I would ever be like disobey your parents is if a teen was in a really bad situation and the parents were like, don't call the police, don't get safe, don't do something that would make you not in a dangerous situation. Like, that would be the only time I would ever say disobey your parents. But when it comes to like doll stuff, I'm sorry. Your parents are more than likely doing this for a reason, even if it doesn't make sense. And even if when you turn 18, you immediately go do your own thing. I know for my family, my parents were telling me not to get dolls again once I turned 14. They were saying it for one, financial reasons. We were not rich. We did not have much money. And also they thought that that was going to help me grow up and help make me a better person. It might have been a little bit misguided, but they were doing it for reasons that to them seemed important and good. I know it sucks. And I'm sorry to all my younger fans out there or my younger viewers whose parents aren't letting them get dolls. I know it sucks, and I'm so sorry you're going through this. If it's not the money that's an issue, if it's just how they feel about it, maybe talk to them respectfully and calmly and be like, this is why I want a reborn baby doll. It's because maybe I have really bad baby fever and having one of these dolls will be a good placeholder because I'm not ready, I'm not old enough, I'm not financially independent enough to have a real baby, so these would be a great alternative to me. Or maybe these bring me a lot of joy and make me happy and I want a little bit of happiness. Like, whatever your reasoning is, lay it out to your parents in a respectful and calm way and see if maybe they understand a little bit better versus when you tell them, I just want a doll, and they're like, why do you want a doll? So explaining why can be very helpful sometimes. Another thing is if it is the financials that is kind of the worry going on, well, maybe you could earn the money yourself. And I know that's hard. I feel like every time I talk about this, I get people who are not teenagers who are like, I can't do a lemonade stand. I'm 60 years old. Why do you expect me to do a lemonade stand? Right now, I'm only talking to teenagers. So for my older viewers, I'm really sorry. I don't have very many how to earn money tips. Sorry. But to my younger viewers, there are a lot of ways you can earn money at your age, even if your parents don't give you an allowance. So what I used to do was I would gather up all my old toys, like old clothes, stuff I did not care about, and I would sell them at garage sales. Like, my dad's friend had these monthly garage sales or something like that, and I would sell my old stuff there. And I earned a decent amount of money. I also did a lot of yard work as a kid, a lot of landscaping, like picking weeds, putting in rocks and bricks into yards and stuff. Really, it was It was not great. It was really hot. Anyways, I earned quite a bit of money doing that too. Like dog walking, babysitting. There are so many things you can do to earn a little bit of money. Now, of course, when the pandemic's over, I'm sure there will be more things we can do. But right now, get creative. There are still ways you can earn money. And I've been talking about the cheaper, realistic doll alternatives all over my channel the past couple months. There are alternatives as cheap as 20 bucks. Go get yourself one of those if you can't afford an authentic, expensive Reborn. But if talking to your parents doesn't work or raising the money doesn't work and they're still like, no, you can't have a doll, I am not letting you get a doll, I'm really sorry. That stinks. And I've been there. Not with dolls, but I've been there. And it does get better. You are going to turn 18 one day. You are going to be a grown-up who gets to make your own choices one day. And I will say, being an adult isn't the greatest thing in the world. There are a lot of stressors about being an adult. Have y'all paid taxes or paid bills? Yeah, being an adult kind of sucks sometimes. But there are also some amazing things about being an adult, like getting to make your own decisions about what brings you joy. And when you do become an adult and you're able to have as many dolls as you want, it's going to be wonderful, and I cannot wait for you to be in that situation. Anyways, guys, I hope this helped at least a little bit. So I hope I was able to give you some confidence or some tips on telling your loved ones about these dolls. I wish we weren't in a world where it's taboo or weird to have them. I wish everybody just accepted it, but unfortunately, sometimes that isn't the case, or sometimes we're a little bit anxious about telling people. That's okay. I love you guys so, so much. I hope you have a great and wonderful day, and please stay safe, and remember, you matter. I love you guys. Say goodbye, Willow. Goodbye.